right, Acres of Diamonds audience, welcome back. I'm Scott Gibbs here with co-founder DJ Ligori, and we are happy to announce that this is Daily Diamond number 21. We've come of age. We are now, as a Daily Diamond team, eligible to have our first alcoholic beverage. We're 21.
Man.
Daily Diamond number 21. Woo!
Great. Woohoo!
All right, DJ. So this is a follow-on to Ricky Lipani's discussion with us about adversity. Really, really, really good discussion, I thought. Lots of little lessons in there. What was one of your takeaways?
So something that Rick said that I thought was very important was, as he was going through this certification, he said at some point he took a step back, and he said he cleared his head, cleared his mind, and he said, I'm missing something that is beneath, that is greater than the actual test content. And I think what that really was saying was that he needed to make a mid-course correction. Okay. So I think in our lives, we have courses or we have routines. And at times our expectations of point A to point B are a certain way. But then when we actually start the routine to point A to point B, those expectations change. And so then we need to step back and make a mid-course correction. And so I think when Rick said that, I think that's very mature to say, because a lot of the times people might just keep going. And, I've heard the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting, the different results.
Different
results. And so for Rick to have the maturity to say, all right, I'm missing something that's beneath, that's more important than the test. And that's what I need to understand in order to increase, my progress with this certification. I think in life, we will have mid-course corrections of, all right, here's a job I thought I wanted. Turns out I actually don't really like that job that much. Here's a relationship I thought I really enjoyed. Turns out I don't really like that job, that individual that much. So we have to understand these mid-course corrections. It's not a failure. Honestly, I think it's way more a success, that we're completely understanding, all right, the way that I'm currently practicing and doing and operating is not working, and I need to change something. So I think we should view those mid-course corrections as a success to the overall routine.
Yeah, and I like the. I think you mentioned it on the podcast about the progress and coming in steps, right? And you may go up or down, but you go in steps and you keep going up, and you have more and more progress. I think in general, as a culture, we have to pay more attention to that, right? There is no perfection. None of us are perfect. The pursuit of perfection may be noble, but we're never going to attain it. But the pursuit of it is noble. When I love the analogy when talking to people about this, sometimes they get it right away, sometimes they don't. So I'll say, look, when you were a baby and you were learning to crawl, and then you learned to stand up and walk, when you fell down, when you first took your first steps, did your parents pick you up, slap you in the ass, and spank you for falling down? Well, no. Okay, well, what did they do? They cheered me. They cheered me for trying. They said, oh, good job, good first step, good second step, right? Exactly.
Yep.
It's so easy to see in that analogy that if you want your child to walk, celebrate the little steps, even though they fell down. Celebrate the fact that they fell down, got up, and tried again. That's going to entice that baby to get up and try again, to see that smile, to see the celebration, to hear the clapping, to hear the kudos for trying, right? Getting up and trying again. And it's easy for us. Like, it's easy for me to highlight to you, DJ, what a special young man I think you're becoming, or to Ricky Lipani, or to my sons, right? Watching them grow and nurturing them and helping them see greatness within them that they may not see. It's a bigger challenge for us, I think, sometimes to see the greatness in ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. And to see these tests that Ricky went through as part of the process of becoming who he has to become.
Yeah.
Right. In 15 years, it's going to be obvious to him why he had to go through that many tests.
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Why not realize it now?
Yeah.
Why not realize that today's adversity is just part of the process and be curious and happy, like, oh, wow, that was a big adversity. I wonder how that's going to help me in the future.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like everything tests you for the next chapter of your life, however.
Right. Right. So the bigger the test, right? The bigger
Mhm.
the test, the bigger opportunity in the future must be ready for you.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? You'll be better prepared. The bigger the setback, the bigger the opportunity someday in the future because you've been through it now.
Yes. It prepares you. I
Yeah.
mean, we want to be prepared for events in our life. You want to know how you get prepared? Struggle with things.
Struggle.
Struggle. If you were,
Struggle.
I to this day have always said I would love to meet someone who has been successful at every single thing they've ever tried, and then I'll tell you that you're a freaking liar. That's what I'll
Well,
tell you.
they're either a liar or they haven't progressed.
Or yeah,
Right? Yeah, it's easy to not fail if you're not trying anything, right?
if they're doing the easy. If
The
they're doing,
people that have that are stretched the most because they try and they fail and they learn. They try and they fail and they learn. They try and they fail and they learn.
yes.
We've lost that at some level in our culture, I think, as part of the social media and everything, where everyone's trying to look perfect all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking bullshit,
It is.
right?
And
It's bullshit. Nobody has a perfect life. And if they present that perfect life, they're lying, just like you said.
And we collectively have had ideas around Acres of Diamonds and have failed at them. And have failed 3, 4, 5 times. And then, hey, and then we were successful with one. It's like, hey, we're batting 200. It's like, all right, there we go. But because we failed at those pieces, we realized, all right, if we want to go this route, here's how we can go. Here's probably a good strategy or a good tool we can use. Those failures teach you how to be successful in the future. That's really the way that I think we should all look at failing at something. And I've heard people say failing is really the first opportunity or first attempt in learning. Is that what the word fail really means? And as cheesy as that sounds, you are technically learning something when you fail. I learned how to successfully not do it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Thomas Edison is, storied to say, look, what he was asked, hey, how do you feel about failing at making the light bulb 1,000 or 10,000 times, whatever the number was? He said, I haven't. And they said, what do you mean you haven't? He says, I know 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, what a great, that's the world's greatest inventor by most people's standards.
Yes.
Right. And that's the way he looked at failure.
And I guarantee you, there's Mark Cuban and all those guys and Elon.
Yeah, same way.
I bet you they've failed more than they have succeeded.
Yeah, Elon Musk crashed his first few rockets. Right now he's freaking landing a rocket in the water on an X, a 10 by 10 X. Right? I mean, yes. Crazy shit.
Yes, and I think, and not to make a long story, but I think too a lot of failure. We are afraid of failure too because of what other people will think of us.
I agree. Approval addiction is a real thing.
Yes.
We gotta set our course and do the best we can and not worry about what other people think. Yeah. Period.
I personally have people who try and I'd much rather try and fail than never try at all. I think those are the most admirable people in the world, and I think those people should be rewarded somehow and commended that they gave it a shot. There's a lot of people who don't even give it a shot. And those are I think that's important.
I think that's a great way to end, DJ. Thank you very much. Daily Diamond number 21. Ricky Lipani's follow-up. Thank you, DJ. Have a great, great night.